Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? So today we're going to be talking about Basketball Wives. This is pretty much the final episode for the season. It's the reunion. To be honest, I felt like it was kind of dry. It was just kind of like a recap pretty much of like what we do here. That's pretty much what they were doing. Oh, and guys, make sure you subscribe. I didn't even say all that stuff. But yeah, make sure you subscribe and check out my other channel for my hair reviews. This one's going to be up soon. All right, so they all look pretty nice. I felt like this time around they weren't really overly dressed. Did you see them badass shoes that Jackie was wearing though? Yes, honey. Them joints was definitely fire. I think they were like red bottoms or whatever, but they was freaking fire. So Jennifer, she wasn't there. The reason why she wasn't there is because her lawyers sent the producers an email talking about she was fearful for her safety. So she decided she's not going to go. She's not going to come. I'm just like, look at this. Shaunie did say that's kind of bad for her employment. So I don't know if we're going to see Jennifer next season unless she got some good lawyers that's going to look into contracts and say you can't fire her because of this, this, and this. Then I don't think we're going to see Jennifer because, I mean, she's public enemy. Nobody likes her. The only person that did kind of like her, I feel like, was Kirsten, and Kirsten ain't even effing with her like that now because her Malaysia had fallen out, and as we saw, she's ride or die for Malaysia. So yeah, I think that her days are pretty much done unless they have some little kumbaya moment off set or off camera time. Then maybe she'll be able to come back, but other than that, I don't see it happening. But then again, with these shows, you never know. They did try to call her. Well, it was actually Jackie that took Kirsten's phone and tried to call her, but she ain't answer. She was like, oh no, they're calling me at this time. They're filming. Yeah, that's a dub. Tami said that she made sure that she spoke to OG prior to them showing certain scenes where she was being pretty shady towards OG, because she actually did genuinely start to build a relationship with her and she was liking her, and she didn't want it to come off as her just being straight shady. OG was like, she actually appreciated the fact that she spoke to her before everything aired, and she felt like it was typical how women tend to act. And it's true. A lot of times, especially when these are like the funny people or people that you expect to kind of be vocal about certain things. And then at the end of the day, a lot of times the producers on those little confessionals, they're asking them questions. So it looks like they're just coming off as being assholes. But a lot of times they're being asked questions and they're answering the way that they would answer. Kirsten, she ends up going for the Juggler because OG said that something about having, all right, they were going back and forth, and OG was like, oh, you have, just because you have a husband and a child doesn't make you grown, or something along those lines. So then Kirsten, she came for the Juggler and was like, yeah, those are all the things that you want. You're over there begging in your little lingerie on a camera to a man that doesn't even want you. I was like, damn. That's really a stab in the heart right there, because it's kind of true. That's how it looks. It looks like she's begging and yearning for him and begging for his attention, and he doesn't really want to go in the direction that she wants to go in. But then she was okay and accepting the fact that he just wants to live together, but he doesn't want more than that. It was kind of like, I'll give you this, but just to shut you up type of thing. That's not why my camera just stopped rolling. I hope there's not stuff that I have to delete. It might be. I might have to go back and check. Following that, Marc, he asked Tami what the issue with her and Evelyn was, and she was like, to be honest, she doesn't even know what the real issue is. She's like, she didn't even know that Evelyn had any type of issue with her. And Evelyn just kind of looked at her like, come on, girl. I don't know, like, it did kind of seem like everything was squashed at one point, but then I think the whole thing with Tami bringing up that situation at the retreat was another thing that kind of like lit shit under the fire. You know what I mean? They spoke about the whole CC and Kirsten situation, and Kirsten says that she got lied on, and then that was kind of what was a snowball effect. CC says that the thing that upset her or got her to the point where she was at is that even if she claims that it was a joke, where Kirsten was adamant, she told her it was a joke. She even had receipts to show that she told her it was a joke. She's like, even if you claim it was a joke, for the simple fact that you were there with them in the room, you could have kind of shut that down. I mean, and I totally actually agree with Cece, because you're her family member. You guys were so close for 4+ years. Somebody's talking shit about me. I expect you to not sit there and laugh and then become friends with them. Are you serious? I mean, you could be friends with whoever you want. I'm not one of those people, oh, because I'm not talking to this person, you can't talk to them. But you're not going to sit there and while people is joking about me, laugh and just kind of be like, as though everything's cool. Nah, you should be like, nah, she's not that type of person. Like, even if you're saying it jokingly, say something like, nah, she's not that type of person, or damn, like, that's not cool, or, you know, something to show that you don't agree with what they're saying. You knowing me for so long and kind of just sitting there all cool with it almost shows like you know something and you're kind of, yeah, maybe this is the way she is. Nah, so she was dead wrong for that, and I see why Cece felt some type of way. Regardless of it being a joke or not, like, you're putting her name out there. This is always going to be connected to her business. Stuff on the internet don't get shut down. It doesn't get erased unless you have some great firm that you're going to that's going to completely wipe all traces of things like this, which usually doesn't happen. Then, yeah. Following that, Cece, she did kind of, like I said, she looked kind of bad because she did bring up the receipts and stuff like that. So that part, she did kind of get caught, because there was another part that she showed that they were talking about. Remember when she said something about, like, Byron, he doesn't want to have dinners with you guys anymore and celebrate things because I'm the one who always has to pay and they don't pay for anything. She looked bad because when they asked her, did Byron tell you to say that? She kind of tried to beat around the bush with her response, which for me, I hate when people do that. It's like, it's either yes or no. Don't give me like B, C, and D. Nah, it's A or B. Like, you're going all over in different directions. No, just say what it is. And she was just going all over the place. So they're like, okay, you're looking kind of bad right now because it seems like it came from you, but you just try to say it on his behalf so it doesn't look like it's coming from you. So she got put out there and kind of like exposed for that. She should have just said it like it was coming from her. She's like kind of making a riff in the whole entire family. So that was kind of messed up for her to do. And I know the wife or the ex-wife is somewhere sitting there like, I told you that girl was fake, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not. Like, that girl ain't good for him. I knew it. So moving on to like the messiest situation of them all, Evelyn, she feels like the rumor, like I said earlier, with Tami was like set up, and she feels like she plotted and waited for this. She said she should have did something like that. If she wanted to tell Shaunie what time it was, she should have told her off scenes, off the cameras, and tell her a year ago when it actually occurred. So yeah, I mean, and I definitely agree. It was real messy. It was almost like just looking for a storyline, looking for something to bring up. But at the end of the day, these shows are based off of drama. If you don't have some kind of drama, then you're boring. So she did what she had to do to keep things afloat. And I'm pretty sure, although Shaunie ended up being the butt of the joke, I'm pretty sure that Shaunie's happy that her ratings are not too low, you know what I mean? Because without substance, you have no show. So she's kind of helping you guys at the end of the day if you really kind of think about it. But realistically speaking, if somebody knows something about you and they're that close to you, then yeah, you should call me, not wait until we get on camera to talk about it and bring it up. But honey child, that shows you got to be careful what you tell people, and also what you send in text messages. You better say that joint in person and make sure they not wired. Pat them down real quick first. I mean, nowadays, people will freaking, even if you're on the phone, they'll freaking try to record your messages. If you're texting, they save the messages as receipts. They save emails as receipts. Like, you can't trust nobody anymore. Technology has made everybody like just investigators and fucking... I Putting evidence together and files together, receipts. They become accountants and bankers. Like, damn. Investigators, the FBI. Everybody got their own self-acclaimed titles and stuff. Is it self-acclaimed? I don't know if that's the right word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. Self-proclaimed, I believe. Whatever. Y'all get it. Tami, she tried to apologize about the whole Chad domestic violence stuff, and Evelyn wasn't trying to hear it. She was just like, she's an actress. I'm over it. I mean, she is an actress at the end of the day. I've seen her in some films and stuff like that. I mean, they wasn't big films, but she's been doing some stuff. So, I mean, we can't knock that comment. She kind of is an actress. So, yeah, she pretty much didn't accept it. Then Tami was like, yo, she was saying how she's fake and stuff. And she was like, well, you sent DMs to my business relationships and to executives because you didn't want me on the show and stuff like that. You wanted to come back and you had all these, I guess she had all these stipulations where she didn't want her to be there. But she's like, yeah, because I was going through things and I just didn't want to deal with it. And that's kind of messed up that she's over there, you know, trying to sabotage her business and stuff like that. That's real messed up. Evelyn and Tami, they tend to go real hard back and forth with one another. And I do feel like they kind of hit a little below the belt at this point. Well, I feel like it was Evelyn that actually hit below the belt because they were talking about each other's embryos and eggs and stuff like that. And then Evelyn was like, oh, you said that you can't have kids anyway. She was like, right, Shaunie? And no, she said, you told me and Shaunie that you can't have kids anyway. And Tammy's like, I never said that. And she starts tapping on Shaunie. And Shaunie was like, I don't remember any conversations. I'm not saying nothing. And I was like, at least, regardless, she's not making anybody mad. I mean, she probably knows the truth because she knows how you knew the whole thing about Jennifer, about that conversation, but you don't know about this one. She just didn't want to get involved. That's what it was. Which was a safe place to be, not confirming or denying anything. Boom. Then Evelyn goes on to say something about, oh, your embryos are fried. And I felt like that was like a real cheap blow because she was like, for you to talk about miscarriages and make fun of that, like, it's no joke. That's disgusting. And I feel like at that point, because of everything we've seen with Tami, how she's cried, how this has been such a big thing. This is probably one of the biggest things in her relationship. It's something she probably constantly thinks about. She's probably insecure about it because she has this younger guy who wants kids. It's like so much. And I felt like right there, that just kind of, what is going on? Oh, sorry, y'all. I saw something on my screen. I felt like that really got to her at that moment. And that's why she was kind of overloaded. She was like, you know what? Well, it's been a great season, you guys. And with that, I'm out. And she pretty much was like, first she looked like she was about to fight. She was like, I'll be outside later. You'll be outside later. And that's pretty much it. And she was like, you're too old to be fighting. That's what Evelyn said. And then, you know, she calmed down a little bit. And then she was just like, you know what? I guess she felt like, damn, I'm really getting to that point where I'm ready. I'm about to turn up, so I don't need to be fighting. Let me get out of here, do what the pastor said, and just kind of retreat. And that's what she's been doing throughout the whole season. Like, she hasn't gone on trips. I feel like she's just trying to keep herself at bay and try not to turn up and get crazy. So I think that she's doing what she can by avoiding certain situations. If you avoid it, how can it happen? So yeah, she ends up like really leaving. She was out of there. The last thing that they kind of went over was the whole Amsterdam trip and how Jennifer ended up getting called out. We also know now that the relationship with Evelyn and Jennifer is really kaput. She was just like, she's done with it. But I mean, she said that with her arch enemy, which was freaking Jackie, and now look at them. So, I mean, if she can make up with her and she talked about her daughter, I'm pretty sure that eventually she'll probably make up with Jennifer because she literally cried and said how much she loves this person. So, like I say, if she could be cordial and be cool with Jackie, I'm pretty sure she can get back cool with Jennifer. The only thing is that Jennifer never owned up to her mistakes or claimed it. she continued to lie. So that might be the difference between those two. Jackie claimed her stuff. You know, she said what she had to say and she apologized for it. Jennifer didn't. And she was like, the fact that Shaunie co-signed what Malaysia said, even though she believes Malaysia is like Shaunie being such a loyal person, a person that's high on morals and all those things and doesn't lie, she knew like, okay, wow, yeah, this relationship is pretty much over. So they do their closing statements, and I felt like Evelyn at this point was just being super petty, and I feel like she said more than what needed to be said. She says that she ended up, like, the whole closing out everything, kind of talking about Tami and how Tami needs to, like, be real, and people think that she's such a real person, and what she speaks about her health can, what you put into the universe can happen, which I definitely know is true, but she's like, certain things about her health aren't true, and she needs to stop lying about it because I know the truth, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm just like, wow, like, you talking about somebody that can't even defend themselves. You could have just left it on something really positive and just uplifting, and that was just kind of whack. And I don't know why they ended it off with her. If anything, I probably think they should have ended it off with, like, Shaunie or something like that. I feel like she would have had a good closing statement. But, I mean, that was pretty much the episode in a nutshell. Let me know what y'all think down below. We are going to do... I'm thinking about adding Black and Crew. You know, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm like a roller coaster with that. And I'm not doing Greenleaf anymore. It just hasn't been really popping for you guys to be watching. I guess I don't have enough viewers that actually watch that, but I'm going to still be watching. And what else do we have? And I think Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming back soon, but not, oh, Empire. So right now the two big things is Empire, and we're going to have Black and Crew. And, of course, Love and Hip Hop's on my other channel on Monday evening or Tuesday. It's usually uploaded in the morning. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you on the next one. Later.